Shocking revelations from the UK now, casting a cloud over the reach of the democratic process. A study by the Electoral Commission says at least 14,000 people did not get access to voting rights in the recent local elections. The findings suggest the total tally of such cases could run into the thousands as they lacked the right voter ID. The data consists of voting information from 230 councils in England that went to the polls on the 4th of May. The report also added that statistics may not understand the extent of the problem due to the incomplete or inaccurate data from polling stations. Voters apparently could not cast their ballot as they did not have the correct voter ID. The new data is due to a new act by the UK government which requires voters to show a document from a small list of photo IDs for every general or parliamentary by-election across the UK, including the local elections in England. The Electoral Commission said the policy can disproportionately affect voters with disabilities, people who are unemployed, or those belonging to a particular ethnic group. Similarly, activists have pointed out weak action on voter impersonation, adding that it can affect disadvantaged groups. Media reports suggest that, going only by last year's data, at least 400,000 people decided not to vote because of the new rules. The UK Labour Party has criticised the new law on its ID requirements, adding that no legitimate voter should be locked out of democracy. Well, for more on this, our correspondent Alex Isaac joins us live from London. And Alex, some shocking statistics there. And of course, a general election is starting to loom in the background in the UK. Just how worrying is this story?
Well, it does feel that this story doesn't have as much backbone as I think is being pushed forward. There is a lot of opposition that's saying people shouldn't have to have an ID if they want to go and vote because that's against their democratic freedom. But actually, when it looks at the types of ID that you need, it's those things that most people do have themselves, whether it's a passport, a driver's license, even a blue badge or a bus pass can also be an ID. So there are a lot of IDs that can be used towards voting. So it's not necessarily a case that people are going to be ostracised or made sure that they can't go and vote. If they want to vote, there is plenty of time to try and get that ID. But most people do have some form of ID on them themselves. But when it comes to the election, there needs to be a bit more of a push to make sure people understand exactly what they do need when they are going to that polling station. Greater London Authority is one of those that he has been really trying to push to make people understand what they do need when it comes to not just the general election that we've got coming up, but also there's a couple of elections due to the fact that some MPs have resigned. So we have those small by-elections coming up in the next month. Of course, that's not in the Greater London Authority, but that is trying to get more of a push via the government itself. There are those cases where a lot of people, opposition, are also saying, well, hold on, we didn't really have that much of a problem with a voter fraud and people aren't trying to vote and stuff ballot papers. But this is just a small step. A lot of other countries around the world already have this ID system. So to make sure that people aren't able to defraud it, just having a simple ID system isn't really that much of a stretch for the UK, who are just trying to be in line with other countries and stop people who aren't necessarily British nationals able to vote. Of course, at the moment, we've also got this huge problem with immigration. So this is something that the government is trying to implement that shows that people can't just rock up and also sign the votes. They want to make sure that you have the right to vote if you are a UK national. So that's what this is all about. And it's just making sure that that is out there, the notice is out there, the information is out there to show people what you actually do need when you're going to go and get your polling, when you're going to vote. It's not trying to stop people from voting. This is a democracy. People should be going out. And sadly, for the last couple of times we've had elections, a lot of people haven't gone and voted. And it's not because they don't have ID. It's because they just haven't got the time or they don't understand the posting of votes. There are a lot of reasons why people don't go and vote, not just because of this ID reason.
Alex Isaac joining us live from London. Many thanks for your insight there.